Good morning. Sergeant First Class Reginald Knight, retired, reporting. Two stories of note this morning. The first, Donald Trump, along with the UK Prime Minister Starmer. Other Middle East leaders are meeting in Sharm el-Sheikh this morning to discuss the details of the Israel-Gaza peace plan. What is interesting to note that Benjamin Netanyahu decided to skip this summit. I think that signals some ominous tones on this agreement, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. All of the living Israeli hostages have been returned to Israel. And Israel has released a number of Palestinian prisoners as well. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens there. So enough said on that. The big story for me today is that you may have heard how this organization is called the Election Integrity Organization. They looked into 4 states where it was assumed there were some voting anomalies in the 2024 election. And it turns out that it bore fruit. Here in my home state of Nevada, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, and particularly North Carolina, where the voting anomalies were the most egregious. They found trouble with the voting systems is that in cases where they had voting machine malfunctions, they would switch to another candidate. When voting systems were not available and they did a hand count, the hand counts were left unattended. In the case of North Carolina, you would have entire counties that would turn blue, meaning by that on the down ballot, all of the Democratic candidates won substantially. But in the presidential race, there was a severe downturn in the vote count. And they ran AI computer models that suggest that there were a lot of shenanigans in those elections. So now what they're going to do about them, I don't know. But they are collecting data because, once again, in the case of North Carolina, in many counties, they ended up with more ballots than registered voters. And most of them went for Trump. So stay tuned on that. And that's all I got for this morning. But you see that I put the website for you to take a look at because it is complex and I don't want to dumb it down, nor do I want to make it to the point where no one can understand it. But I would suggest that you look at the data from North Carolina. It is very compelling, and it would suggest that persons unknown did something to, I hate to use the R word, but manipulate the vote to get a expected outcome. As we know, we have heard Donald Trump says that he and Elon Musk had a little secret. Could this have been the secret to turn the tide in the election? It's hard for me to say, and they're still looking into the data. But once again, I find it compelling, and I hope you'll take a look. So anyway, I hope you have a great week, and I'm going to continue to monitor this Gaza discussion. I think it's quite telling that Netanyahu is not part of that discussion when his country will be affected the most. Seems to me that he's sending a clear signal that he's not going to go along with what he signed. But we'll see. Sergeant First Class Reginald Knight, retired, reporting. Have a good day.